You know, every now and then a moment comes along that reminds the world exactly why Meghan Markle is, and always will be, a global icon. And this week that moment arrived courtesy of none other than British Vogue. On October 6, 2025, the British Vogue homepage, lit up with Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, front and centre, featured in a stunning fashion piece by Emily Chan, titled 11 of Meghan Markle's Best Little Black Dress Moments. Now, this wasn't just another article. This was Vogue, one of the most prestigious fashion institutions in the world, spotlighting Meghan as the epitome of timeless grace and modern sophistication. We're talking about a publication that has shaped fashion discourse for over a century. A magazine that sets the standard for what's elegant, what's relevant, and what's truly iconic. The feature, released just a day after Meghan's breathtaking appearance at Paris Fashion Week, couldn't have come at a better time. The Duchess had just made waves in that elegant, oversized white Balenciaga cape, a look that dominated social media and made headlines across continents. Instagram feeds were flooded with images. Fashion bloggers were analysing every detail. And the message was clear. Meghan hadn't just attended Paris Fashion Week, she had conquered it. And what did Vogue do? They reminded everyone that Meghan's mastery of fashion isn't new. It's been consistent, deliberate, and deeply symbolic. Each little black dress she's ever worn tells a story of strength, a story of independence, a story of a woman who refuses to blend in because she was born to stand out. Let's pause here for a moment and talk about what the little black dress really means. Coco Chanel revolutionized it in the 1920s as a symbol of accessible elegance. Audrey Hepburn immortalized it in Breakfast at Tiffany's. Diana, Princess of Wales, weaponized it as a statement of defiance and independence. And now Meghan Markle has added her own chapter to this legendary garment's history. The little black dress isn't just a fashion choice, it's a declaration. It says, "I don't need embellishment to make an impact. I don't need to shout to be heard. My presence speaks for itself." And that's exactly what Meghan has done throughout her public life. From her early red carpet appearances to her royal engagements and post-royal ventures, Vogue showcased the evolution of a woman who has always balanced sophistication with substance. They traced her journey from Hollywood actress to British royalty to independent global advocate. And through it all, the common thread was her impeccable, purposeful style. You could feel the admiration between the lines. The way Emily Chan described Meghan's silhouettes, clean, confident and classic, sounded like more than just fashion commentary. It was acknowledgement, recognition. It was the fashion industry saying, "We see you, we understand what you're doing, and we celebrate it." And let's be honest, British Vogue doesn't just feature anyone on their homepage. This is a space reserved for cultural movers and timeless icons. This is where Beyoncé appears, where Rihanna gets celebrated, where Zendaya receives recognition. And on that Monday morning, Meghan wasn't just another celebrity. She was the face of elegance redefined. Think about the significance of this for a moment. British Vogue, the very publication that represents the heart of British fashion establishment, choosing to honour an American woman who, let's be real, hasn't always been welcomed by certain corners of British media. That tells you everything about where true tastemakers stand versus where tabloid noise lives. Remember, this is the same woman who co-edited British Vogue's historic Forces for Change issue back in 2019, a groundbreaking edition that celebrated female empowerment, diversity, and progress. That collaboration made history. It was the September issue, typically the most important issue of the year, and Meghan didn't put herself on the cover. Instead, she curated a collection of changemakers, activists and artists who were making a real difference in the world. That decision alone spoke volumes about her character. How many people, given the opportunity to grace the cover of British Vogue, would say, "No, let's shine the light on others instead"? That's leadership. That's vision. That's someone who understands that real influence isn't about self-promotion, it's about using your platform to elevate others. And today it feels like Vogue is once again tipping its hat to Meghan's enduring impact. They're saying, your collaboration with us wasn't a moment, it was a movement, and we haven't forgotten. What's striking is how the fashion world continues to rally around her. While tabloids still try to spin noise and negativity, while certain corners of social media try to tear her down, institutions like Vogue keep returning to one undeniable truth. Meghan represents a kind of confidence and authenticity that never goes out of style. Let's talk about some of the specific looks that Vogue highlighted in this feature. Each one is a masterclass in intentional dressing. There's the sleek black dress she wore to the Paley Centre, understated yet powerful. The kind of look that doesn't scream for attention, but commands it anyway. There's the fitted black ensemble from her royal engagements, where she proved that you can honour tradition while still making it your own. And then there are the post-royal looks, where you can see her evolution even more clearly. These aren't just dresses, they're declarations of independence. They say, I'm writing my own rules now, and I'm doing it with the same grace and sophistication I've always had, but on my own terms. It's not just about the clothes. It's about what those clothes represent: power, presence, and purpose. Meghan's style has always been more than fabric and design. It's storytelling through fashion. When she chooses a sustainable brand, she's making a statement about environmental responsibility. When she selects a designer from an underrepresented community, she's using her influence to create opportunities. When she opts for minimalism over excess, she's challenging the notion that more equals better. In one frame, she's the Hollywood star who turned heads with quiet confidence. In another, she's the Duchess who brought modern minimalism into royal fashion. And now she's the global figure redefining what it means to be effortlessly regal. That journey, that evolution, is what makes her so fascinating to watch and so worthy of this kind of recognition. The feature by Vogue is more than a lookbook. It's a statement that years after stepping back from royal duties, Meghan's influence remains unshakable. She's still the woman who commands attention, not because she demands it, but because she earns it. Every single time. Think about it. How many public figures can seamlessly move between humanitarian work, motherhood, business leadership, and still manage to inspire a global fashion publication to dedicate an entire feature to their aesthetic legacy? How many people are running successful media companies, raising young children, advocating for causes they believe in, and still finding time to set fashion trends? That's Meghan. Balanced, bold, and brilliant. She's not choosing between being a mother and being a professional. She's not sacrificing her values for her career. She's showing the world that you can have depth, purpose, and style all at once. You can be multifaceted. You can refuse to be put in a box. And let's talk about those photos Vogue chose. Meghan glowing at the Paley Centre. Meghan walking confidently in minimalist silhouettes. Meghan radiating joy and self-assurance at various events throughout the years. Every image reflected her personality, grounded, radiant, and unbothered by the chaos around her. This wasn't nostalgia. This was celebration. A reminder that true style isn't loud. It doesn't chase trends, it sets them. It doesn't follow the crowd, it leads. And Meghan has been leading in her own quiet, powerful way since day one. As fans online noted, Meghan appearing on Vogue's homepage again in 2025 feels like a full circle moment. A symbol of how far she's come from being vilified by tabloids to being validated by one of the most respected fashion authorities on earth. It's vindication, but it's also something more profound. It's confirmation that quality, substance, and authenticity always rise to the top, no matter how much noise tries to drown them out. Even more poetic, the timing. Just as Meghan returned to the European spotlight for Paris Fashion Week, just as she reminded everyone of her global appeal and fashion influence, Vogue extended this elegant nod. It's as if the fashion world itself was saying, "Welcome back, Duchess. We've been waiting for you." And that's the beauty of Meghan's journey. No matter how loud the critics get, no matter how persistent the negativity tries to be, her legacy keeps speaking louder through her work, through her presence, and yes, through her fashion. She's proven that you don't have to engage with every criticism. You don't have to respond to every attack. You just have to keep doing excellent work, and the right people will notice. So today, while Vogue celebrates her best little black dress moments, the rest of us celebrate something even bigger, a woman who turned her narrative into her power. A woman who took every obstacle, every challenge, every moment of doubt, and transformed it into fuel for her next chapter. Because whether it's through her charitable causes, her entrepreneurial vision, or her style, Meghan Markle remains exactly what Vogue has always loved: a woman who leads, not follows. A woman who isn't afraid to be different, to break molds, to rewrite the rules. A woman who understands that true elegance comes from being unapologetically yourself. And honestly, seeing her back on that homepage just feels right. It feels like the universe correcting itself, like the fashion world acknowledging what many of us have known all along. Meghan Markle is an icon, and her influence is only growing stronger. I'm Adrian, and this is Meghan and Harry Tales. If you're smiling as much as I am seeing Meghan shine again, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and join our community of Sussex supporters. Because one thing's for sure, Meghan's story is still being written, and it's more beautiful than ever. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.